Well, good morning. Here we are today at Tamworth Road. We're building a retaining wall to provide the north wall of the canal near where we've had to lower the canal channel by about 2.5 meters. And the technique we're using here is to create a bag wall with bags full of concrete. And the concrete's made in a very ecological way. We're using the natural sands that we're actually digging out with cement, mixing it in our own batching facility here, and then placing it in. The bags go into the trench. It's a very safe method. That means nobody has to go in the trench because the machine does all the work. And these bagged walls will be run all the way along here on this side, and it suits us to make that. It's safe, it's ecological, it ticks all the boxes. This is the Robustrack mixer. It fits on a number of different machines. It's powered by the machine, and it mixes effectively the concrete that we're producing. And this is what I would say is definitely concrete that is the most ecological concrete you can make, because we're actually using the sands that we're actually digging out of the trench to put back in the trench in a bag with some cement on it. And this is a wonderful piece of kit. Not only does it mix it, lifts it up, it batches it, discharges it into the bags. We worked a technique, Steve has worked a technique to hang the bag on it so people don't have to stand around here waiting for the bag. We put basically a bucket full of sand in, 2 bags of cement in there, add water to make it into sufficiently creamy mix that in fact it will discharge through the tremie pipe on the bottom. It's not the highest strength concrete, but that's not what we want here. We will be putting another wall in front of this particular wall up to water level, and we will be grading these bags back up the bank here to try and hold and stop erosion as much as anything else. So that at the moment is fitted on the Wiedemann. We've got with that the excavator, the 9-ton excavator, which is digging the hole and lifting the bags and placing the bags into the hole. We don't have to put anybody down the hole, and so nobody goes near the bottom. We're now discharging the mix that's been mixed into the bag. We put 2 batches of the mix into the bag, so it's a double bag, a 2-batch mix. That's as much as we can get into there. They're 1-ton bags. We're only filling them to just below 1 ton, and those are lifted and put straight into the bottom, and then we course those bags along to make a wall. This is a bit experimental, but there's no reason why it shouldn't work. We've done sandbag walls before. We haven't done 1-ton sandbags before.
Yeah.
Still. I wonder whether if you drop the bucket and just give it a tilt that way, whether this will fall in.
Yeah, he has got it fully.
He's got it at the moment this way, but I think if you can just as a last just flip it completely the other way, even if it's lower it down on the ground to do that. You want to fill it first, press the bucket back, and then we'll load it up and then drop it in. Okay. Drop it down a bit more if you can. Thank you, that's it. Excellent idea, the hooks. So at this point he's now recharging the mixer with sand, with aggregates. He's putting in about 200 litres of sand into that up to the level mark, and he will then add cement. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Yeah. At this point, Steve is now going to lift the bag with a single strop, with the access to it from the top so we can get it in. He will lift that in, place it in the trench where we want it. That's just under 1/2 metre cube, just under a ton of concrete now going in. Got to go for the second row next.
Yeah.
I'll shove some material down behind in the cheek. And the fact is that nobody has to step underneath and into the bottom of the trench either. Hello, good morning. Thank you. Thank you. He'll now be putting the next row on. We can put 2 more bags on the second row, then 2 more bags on the top row, and then you can move the machine back and start the whole process again.
Yeah. So how many rows do you think you'll have?
Probably, it depends on where we are. Here we've probably got 5 in the stack. There's 3 in the base, but they'll be up to the coping level, and then 2 above, and then down towards this far end here near the car park. We're probably going to have about 4 or 5 in the top layer, so it might be about 8 bags to the very top. It's very, very tight there.
Yeah. And it's quite a small team that you're doing this with. It's just the 3 of you, and
it's a good small team. We've developed more and more the bits and pieces. This last night, those hooks were welded onto the bucket, so they hold the bag. and it means two people don't have to stand and hold the bag.
Yeah.
It means you get safer and safer. He's put the hose now so that the hose actually comes from the Unimog. There's water on the Unimog that he fills up. He's brought all the water he needs today for what we're doing here. So we've got everything sort of on tap. He brought up a pallet of cement this morning, so we've got everything very much close to hand.
Yep.
But there's an enormous amount of work being done, and the lads doing the dry stone or the dry brick wall here, that really is starting to really smarten up.
Oh, here's a good question. When do you think they'll put the culverts under Cricket Lane?
Not sure, but not sure exactly. There's obviously some works going on in the field at the moment, but we're not quite sure what that is either. So again, I think even if you ask Persimmon, they might not be able to answer with too much clarity. There's a lot of work being done. The background work's being done. They've done the work on all the services to establish what's in the road. They're currently working on the design. They keep asking us questions about the area and what we're doing. So yes, it's happening. These things need a lead in time of probably a year and a half, something like that, and it's rolling now.
It looks like you'll be ready here by the time they do that.
We've got a wee bit more to do. This is a progressive extrusion of work going this way forward towards Cricket Lane, but when you look behind us, you realise that we've actually done an enormous amount of work behind us as well. All the work in Lock 24, the work ahead of on the approach to 24, and the two manholes, and in front of the wharf wall that was down there, that's all now nicely settling in. It needs some more planting on there, a little bit more grading, and this side here. So it's all coming this way, and yeah, I would say another year, and we'll be at Cricket Lane, and be ready for Persimmon and Amy's when they get on to build the road bridge. Good on you. Keep up the good work. How's he doing? Are you doing all right? I suppose the next thing is you're going to want somebody to undo a... Oh, there we are, you see, he's even done a little bit there. I was feeling a bit warm. So the ledges will plant with plants and the like, and allow growth to go over it. And we'll also, we might even cut some of the bags out where if they're too exposed and looking a bit tatty. We may cut them down.
Yeah.
But basically you'll end up with a bag, a wall there that looks like bag, and it'll end up with undergrowth, weeds and flowers all over it.
How far down there are you going?
We're down to probably just about half a metre above the invert level of this, but we're behind the pipe. What we'll do is we'll take the pipe out. So as we get closer, we're going to be working right alongside the pipe, and then we'll move the wall so it will follow the pipe.
Yeah. Well, the pipe is pretty deep, isn't it?
It is. So what we'll do is we will expose the pipe, and then we'll take where we can get in front of the pipe. We'll actually build a wall like that in front of it to face the bags, if that makes sense. And then as we go through here, until such times we actually remove the pipe, we can't actually put the wall on because the pipe's in the way. And then we'll have a sloping invert coming down to the centre, and that will support that.
God, what an undertaking, eh?
It's a fairly big job, but if we can get the wall into, I mean that wall, as you know, as you heard when he was digging, that's on bedrock. So we're actually having to chew bedrock out of here to get this low enough.